This is Montenegro, a small Mediterranean country on its path to the European Union. With a population of 625,000, an unemployment rate of 16.6%, an at-risk of poverty rate of 22.6%, an undiversified economy and regional disparities, the country is vulnerable in a number of socio-economic aspects. On the other hand, the country's development potentials are enormous, not only in natural resources, but also in human capital. Potentials just waiting to be unlocked. The majority of the population sees Montenegro's membership of the European Union as a way to utilize those development opportunities. But this journey is not an easy one. Many bottlenecks and constraints lie ahead, and each extended hand of support is more than valuable. One such hand is the strategic support of the United Nations, articulated through the 5-year framework of cooperation between the UN and Montenegro. It paves the way for the country's achievement of the 2030 agenda, a strong driver of the EU accession process. But for the cooperation framework to be possible, financing is critical. A powerful leverage for this development framework lies in the Montenegro Acceleration Fund, a new generation of financing tools aimed at pooling donor funds to be channeled towards development initiatives. By consolidating and directing funds towards the targeted development interventions, the fund seeks to provide catalytic and strategic support to the country's acceleration of the agenda for sustainable development, which is greatly aligned with the country's EU accession.
There is only 8 years left to achieve the 2030 agenda, and Montenegro needs all our support to succeed on this time-critical endeavor. This is the main rationale for establishing the Montenegro Acceleration Fund. It's all about accelerating the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals.
As a booster to the country's development on its way to the EU, the fund is set to support strategic initiatives in 3 priority areas of the framework of cooperation between Montenegro and the United Nations for the period from 2023 to 2027. Inclusive economic development and environmental sustainability, human capital development, reduced vulnerability, and social inclusion. Social cohesion, people-centered governance, rule of law, and human rights. A development push is particularly critical for unlocking the potentials of remote rural areas of Montenegro. Without such support, Slađan from the small town of Mojkovac could never develop his milk business.
Posticaji poput ovoga za male sredine poput Mojkovca znači bukvalno život ovdje, jer omladina jednostavno tu vidi šansu.
With support of a similar nature, Gordana from the remote village of Lipovo managed to convert her modest rural household into a successful family business, enabling her to send all 4 of her children to college.
Svaki posticaj od bilo koje organizacije, nevladine, ministarstva ovog onoga je značajan. Nama konkretno je značila podrška, oskočna daska s koje smo krenuli.
There are many examples of the importance of donor support for development, and they all indicate the potentials of a support mechanism such as the Acceleration Fund. And it's not only about small businesses. Social and economic development are intrinsically linked. That is why the people of the future must be at the center, especially those who are at risk of being left behind. Investments in human capital start with children, like Vujadin from Berane, who already has a dream for his future.
Da bude vozač, da vozi traktor, kamion I bager.
One of the critical conditions for the fund to be fully functional is the collective work of UN organizations on the ground. Merging their comparative advantages is at the very core of UN reform and the new generations of UN country teams.
We clearly see the potential of this fund as it helps strengthening joint UN actions on the ground.
Besides enhancing the synergies of UN entities, the Montenegro Acceleration Fund will trigger new joint UN actions as one of the major calls of the UN reform. Such a powerful development tool is set to help acceleration of EU accession and the 2030 Agenda through the UN cooperation framework.
We believe in Luxembourg that this UN Acceleration Fund for Montenegro will help Montenegro to integrate more quickly the European Union and to help Montenegro to fulfill the values and the standards of the European Union.
Designed as a functional donors platform, the Montenegro Acceleration Fund will consider opening up for Montenegrins living abroad who want to channel support for development of their homeland. In line with the UN cooperation framework, the fund will cover critical areas of sustainable development, ranging from social inclusion through human rights and social cohesion, all the way to green transition and climate change.
Montenegro is the country which is in full membership of NATO. It's in the EU way. I strongly believe that the Montenegro Acceleration Fund will be something very crucial and very important for the finish all responsibility of Agenda 2030 of our country. Also, it will be very helpful in our EU integration way, which is the main goal of our foreign policy.
The fund will be managed by the UN country team in close partnership with the government to secure full national commitment and long-term sustainability.
Montenegro strongly believes in cooperation with the UN, and we are always ready to accept every good initiative. I'm using this opportunity to invite all the development partners to support the fund. Let's make something big together.